Hello everyone, welcome to Oracle installation on Linux. In this tutorial we will discuss about ASM configuration, creating disk on VM, how to partitioning, install ASM, automatic storage management, checking ASM installation, configuring Oracle ASM, creating Oracle disk, directory, installers for copying grid and Oracle software, user profile for environmental variables, unzipping grid and Oracle software. So let's go. This is VM. So now we will go back to our document to follow the ASM configuration. Here we can see ASM configuration document. First we will create disk on VM, add new 3 additional disk, each size 10 GB. Okay, so let's go to VM to create disk. To create a directory in a VM folder with the name shared. So let's go. This is the shared. Inside the VM directory, shared disk. Inside the disk, no files and folders. So go back to VM, and here just click on VM name, power off your VM, click on VM name. So we will follow this step. So first we need to power off our machine. Just click on it and then select settings, and after then hard disk, then add, then hard disk, then next, then SCSI recommended, then independent mode should be independent, then next, create a new virtual disk, and then next we will give the size max size 10 GB, but we must have to give the same size for the other newly created disk. So here we need to give the path for our shared disk that we already created in VM machine location. So here the disk name disk2, because our default disk one already created. Now we will create another one disk, hard disk, then SCSI recommended, then independent, create a virtual disk, then we need to give or specify the size 10 GB, then here we need to give the file name again inside the shared disk directory, so disk3, and then finish, and then again add hard disk, next ASCI independent mode. Okay, create a virtual disk 10 GB and store virtual disk as a single, and here we need to give the path again and disk name. It should be disk4 because this is the last one. Okay, we created 3 disk 2, disk 3, disk 4, and each size 10 GB. Okay, so now we need to restart our machine or power on our machine. Just click on it and power on. Okay, our VM or starting our window our Red Hat Linux operating system is starting. Here it is. So now we will go back to PuTTY, and here we need to give the username. First I change the appearance. This one should be 12, 14 actually, and then colors. color should be and then default color. Okay, apply. This is the putty window. Customize putty background. So now we will go back to our document. First one is check disk. F disk minus L to check the newly created disk. So first we need to log in, root, password Oracle, or login successful. So just hit the enter key by using this command fdisk -l. Here we can see the possible disk. Here the SDA init size, SDB, and then SDD and SDC. So this is the list of information for each disk. Those are created in, so SDB, SDC, and SDD created newly, and its direction /dev/SDB. Now we clear the screen. Here, if we want to check individual disk, this is the command. So here we can see the possible information about this SDA disk. So this is SDB disk information. Its size 10 GB, and other information we can see SDC actually. Similarly, we can see SDD, and is SDB, SDC, and SDD size 10 GB. Just clear the screen. Now the another one is partitioning the newly created disks. So we will partition SDB, SDC, and SDD because SDA already partitioned by default when we install the operating system. So first we partition fdisk/dev/SDB. So first we need help for M. Here we can see N, add a new partition. So here we need to give the partition N for new to create a new partition, and after then we must have to give W for write. Here add new partition. So here we need to specify primary or secondary. So we will give here primary actually P. So if we give P or primary partition created, number of partition we will give 1. Okay, after then first sector default we will give it as default. Okay, and after then it will depart here command help. So now we will set it here W or disk created. Or disk partition successful. I just clear the screen. Now we will see the SDB partition here. So this is the SDB partition, and its partition is SDB1. Okay, so let's go for SDC partitioning. We need to remove -L. Okay, just enter key partition start. Here we need to give M, then N, then P for primary partition, then 1 number partition, then default, and then W for write table. So our SDC partition created successfully. And after then we will create another one, is fdisk /dev /sdd. So here the SDC partition information that we have created. So now we will create another partition for SDD. Just hit on enter key. M for help, and then new, N for new partition. Here primary and 1, default, W for write. Our disk partition DDD SDD created. So let's take fdisk -l -s /dev /sdd. Here the partition SDD1. So our three partition SDD, SDB1, SDC1, SDD1 created. So here's the partition list. If we execute this one, we will see this one and its partition, this one, and this one. So this is the partition information after creating for now create a new directory. So first we need to create a directory /installer, copy file for ASM and grid plus Oracle software by WinSCP. So we must have to install WinSCP software. If you don't have, you need to download it first. So this is the download link to download the ASM related RPMs. So first you need to download ASM related RPM from here. So go back to putty mkdir, then /installer or /installer directory created. So now we will go back to WinSCP for file transfer. Here we need to specify the host name. So our host name 192.168.1.10, and then username root, and then password root, Oracle actually. And here we can see the Windows panel and Linux panel. Here we can see the installer that we have created. Now we need to go back to our directory where the software resides. Actually, here it is. Where the software location, actually I need to specify the D drive actually. Okay, then Oracle, then document, then Oracle admin. Inside the folder we can see OS, Oracle grid software and database. Just drag this file, copying. It will take a few minutes. So we can check the file copy information here. ls. Here we can see our copy started, and Oracle Gradients of database 19c Linux 64 copying. So go back to SCP. Our copy is now in progress. We will copy this one, ASM RPM Linux 7.9 actually. So drag this one also. So this one, last one, we should download from by using this link. So first install ASM automatic storage management. Install first Kmode, and then install this one. And after then we must have to download ASM related. This is the oracle.com, and after then we can see the ASM related RPM. So we must have to download these two RPM, and first we need to install Kmode Oracle ASM. Okay. So this is the download link for library and tools. So let's go. This is the downloaded two files. First we need to install the Kmode. Install Kmode yum install -y Kmode. Just opening the putty. Since appearance, protein and color, and then default background. Okay, so this is a background scenes, custom background scenes. Here we need to log in with root. So now we will install the Kmode by yum installer. Here we can see the Kmode installing. It will take a few moments to install the Kmode software. Kmode, and after then we need to execute the RPM, but we must have to go back ASM RPM Linux 7.9, and we should change the directory to here. So our Kmode installing. Our Kmode installation completed. So now we will install the two packages. The first one is ASM lib and ASM support. So first we need to change the directory to /installer cd ls here actually. Here we can see. So first we need to change our directory to, this is present home root directory. So first we need to change the directory. Here we can ls, here we can see installers. So cd installers / here we can see ASM RPM Linux 7.9, that we this file is copied by WinSCP. from our Windows physical directory. Here, this is the present directory /installer/asm rpm linux 7.9. So here we will install our rpms. Here we can see the two rpms, one asm libs and support. So we should install this two rpm. So how to install? Install above rpm /installers. Actually, this is a /installer/asm rpm 7.9 linux 7.9. Just go back here and paste it here. Okay, this is the software location for rpm for asm. So first we install the Oracle rpm minus ibas. So rpm minus ibas, then Oracle lib. Actually, just copy this one and paste it here. So our rpm installed, and after then we should install the support. Our two rpm installed successfully. Now check ASM installation. So our two packages installed successfully. So this is the documentation. So now check ASM installation by using rpm -qa/grep Oracle ASM. Just copy this one and hit and paste it in putty window. This is a putty window, and hit on enter key. Our two packages, ASM lib and ASM support, installed, and kmode also. So now open for configuration the Oracle ASM. So this is the command Oracle ASM configure to see our current configuration. Clear screen. So this is the Oracle ASM configuration. So we should give the value for each configuration for ASM. I just want to create duplicate session, root, and then password, login success. This is Oracle configuration. If we see, this is a root directory, so we do not need to specify the directory actually. So it will configure globally not No need to specify current directory because it will install globally. So let's go for configuration. Can configure in globally. So let's go for configuration. Oracle ASM configure -I. Here we can see default user. It will default user should be grid actually. This is the default user. And then its default group DBA start Oracle ASM library driver on boot yes. Scan for Oracle ASM disk yes. So let's go. Here we need to specify the user grid and then group DBA and then yes and then yes. Our configuration completed. Now check Oracle ASM configure. Here we can see our configuration changes done. So this is user, this is GID means group ID. So this is the Oracle ASM configuration. Now create Oracle ASM disk. So if we want to create the disk, we must have to restart the machine first. So reboot actually, because the ASM configuration changes will be active after rebooting the machine. So we must have to restart our machine. So here we will reboot the operating system by using this command reboot server expected cross or reboot this and the VM is reboot or OS is rebooting. So this is our reboot operation completed. Now we should open another putty because open this one. Change settings. Change settings. Then appearance. Coding. Okay. So now we should log in with so after rebooting, check help for ASM. Create disk. Create disk means here we should give the ASM disk. So disk 1, disk 2 for partition SDP1 and SDC1. And the last one FRA fast recovery area for SDD1. So just we need to execute this line for configuring Oracle disk. Just copy this line for Oracle ASM. First we need to check the Oracle current status. First we need to log in root. So check Oracle ASM, hit on enter key. Here we can see create disk actually. So we will create disk, so Oracle ASM, then create disk, then disk path to create ASM disk. And then data one is the disk name. So here in the screen, maybe we mistake some line. Just copy this one and paste it again. And then this one, done. And then this one, done. Check Oracle ASM disk list disk. Oracle ASM list disks. Just copy it and paste in Puji window. So our three ASM disk, data 1, data 2 and FRA 1. So this is the output actually. These two for normal redundancy and FRA external redundancy. Okay, so our ASM partition and Oracle ASM disk created successfully. So now we will create user profile for environmental variables. So how to do we this? Just follow this one. We should log in with Oracle user. Okay, first we need to open the .bash profile, and here we need to specify the host name, Oracle unique name, and then our base directory. Similarly, Oracle SID. So we will give this one later, but this is the profile. And then first we need to open here for grid. If we want to configure the grid profile, we should log in with grid and then should open .bash profile. So we should switch the user Oracle. This is the Oracle user. Just see here bash profile .bash profile. So we will open this one vi .bash profile. this is the best profile. So we should edit this one. So our best profile, Oracle profile information is here. So we should copy this one and copy this one and paste it in best profile window. So this is one. This is, so we should save this one. 1x Oracle best profile updated successfully, and then we should switch the user to grid. Okay, now go back to document and here search ls/. Here we can see the best profile also for grid user. So if we go back to our document, copy the best profile information. This is the best window for grid user. So this is now in insert mode. This is a grid user profile. So this is your grid user profile. Okay, just copy this one, save this one, and clearing the screen. And after that, we should give privilege. We should give privilege for Oracle, for Oracle grid and database. So this is the location for our grid and database software. So we should give the privilege on it. So this is the command. I just copy this one and switch back to user root. If I enter key, here we can see cannot access Oracle. Okay, first we need to change the directory because this is the parent directory. So we should go back to installer directory, and then we should execute this line less installers. So we should change the directory /installer. This is the installers. Here we can see Oracle grid and database software. So here we will execute this line for privilege the on data to give the privilege ownership to Oracle user. So if we copy this line and paste it in here, hit on enter key, here the ownership changed to Oracle. So now we need to change the mode for privilege 777 for this directory. So our privilege completed. Here we can see the Oracle grid and database software owner is Oracle and its owner group is O-install. So and this is the read write privilege. So our privilege information or privilege to give the privilege is now done. The final option is to unzip the software inside. Here the location, here we can see there are two files. One is database and another one is grid. So we should unzip this database software. To unzip software to this is the grid base directory. This is a Oracle software base directory. Inside the 19.3, here the DB1. This is the software directory for Oracle. So here we will unzip the software, unzip the Oracle software. So first we need to switch the user grid, clearing the screen. So grid, here we need to unzip the grid software. Here it is, PWT, at the grid location. So we will unzip our software here. After hitting on enter key, unzip operation is in progress. Now we will open another PuTTY window. For Oracle user. And it will 6 actually. For Oracle, for grid. So copy this one and paste it in here. What is the problem? No such directory or file. So we should learn first to change the directory first. U01 app product slash 19.3.0 slash db1 19.3.0. Sorry, it should be Oracle, then 19.3.0 slash db1. Okay, after hitting on enter key, we can see the current directory is db1. So if we should change the directory Oracle actually, and after then we should run this line for grid. This should be Oracle software actually. Just go back to installer folder. This is the installer inside this one, and this is the software. So we should copy the name with extension and go back here. If you paste here, if we execute this one, cannot open the file installer. Maybe your file name issue or directory issue. So first we need to check this one. Duplicate root. So Oracle cd less installers less cd Oracle. Here we need to give a slash also or AND operator. Now we should check the present directory pwd. This is the directory. So I copy this line and paste it in here. So maybe here file name issue. So this is not a file name actually. So we should change this one from here. By copying this one, now the problem actually unzip slash actually if you give slash. Now paste it in here and hit our enter key. Our unzipping operation is now in progress. So let's go to U01 app grid. Here unzipping is in progress. If you go back to Oracle product 19.3 db1, this is the software directory. So our unzipping completed for grid software, and now we can check by using ls command. ls, here we can see all the possible ASM file grid software related file. And now so in this way we can zip and unzip software from our software directory. So this is Oracle related files. Thank you so much for watching this video.